Mass Destruction is a 1997 third-person action game developed by NMS Software Ltd. And published by Ask Games and BMG Interactive. Released for MS-DOS, the Sega Saturn, and the PlayStation, the game puts players in control of a tank and tasks them with destroying enemy forces. It has often been likened to Return Fire.The MS-DOS version was developed first, with the console versions following later. BMG Interactive initially stated that the game would be retitled Tank for its European release, but the game ultimately retained its original title of Mass Destruction on all releases. Gameplay. Mass Destruction is a single-player-only game. The player takes control of a tank, which is viewed from an overhead perspective, and undertakes various missions in which the objective is to destroy a specific object in their environment, while avoiding being killed by the enemy forces. The tank has a selection of weapons, some with limited ammunition. The gun turret can be rotated independently of the tank's movement, allowing the player to proceed in one direction, while firing in another. Reception. While some reviewers described the game as simplistic and mindless, others found its stripped-down action enjoyable. The lack of a multiplayer option was widely criticized. Dr. Zombie of GamePro said the missions eventually become somewhat monotonous, but the game is uninhibited destructive fun that's worth at least a shot as a weekend rental. James Price of Saturn Power criticized that much less strategy is required to survive missions than in similar games such as Soviet Strike, while Lee Nutter argued in Sega Saturn magazine that Mass Destruction is intended as a game of achieving high scores rather than simple completion of the campaign. Jeff Gerstmann commented in GameSpot, "The mission-based gameplay brings a method to the madness, but one still gets the happy feeling of cruising around aimlessly in a tank and blowing up as many things as possible, friend or foe." Though most reviewers did not compare versions of the game, 3 of Electronic Gaming Monthly's 4 reviewers scored the Saturn version higher than the PlayStation version, saying it has much sharper graphics and shorter load times. References. External links. Mass Destruction at Moby Games.